Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we'll have a quick review of the first test match of Ashes. Yes, that test match, which literally ended in 2 days, that was the fastest end to a Ashes test in its history. Talking about the test, there were various things. It was Stark's bowling figures, Ben Stokes bowling, and Travis Head's batting. And let's go a bit deeper into the stuff. The first match was held in Perth on 21st of November, and it was like a much awaited series, like the Ashes, as we know. And it was England who won the toss and chose to bat first. And again, Mitchell Stark took the first wicket on the fifth ball of the first over of the match. And fun fact, in all the three innings, means for the inning one of England, inning one of Australia, and inning two of England, all these three innings have first wicket down without scoring any runs, and it were all under first one or 1.2 overs was that England's wicket, I guess, in the second innings. First one it was in 0.5. For Australia, it was Jake Weatherald on 0.2 on Archer's ball. He was LBW, and in the third one, it was again, I guess, for third, it was again someone who was got out for the Aussies. For the English side, I guess, it was Zach Crawley again. So, a couple of times Zach Crawley was gone out. So, he has been having a tough series altogether so far, rather a tough match to be honest, not a series. So, talking about the test, it was a what do we say? It was a really weird pitch. Like no one had expected this much of swing on that track. Like as we all know, Australia is more likely to get a bouncy and a pacey wicket rather than a swinging pitch. Like what happens in England, with the where the ball goes in swinging and all that stuff. So England came to bat, lost the first wicket in the first over itself. Then came Ollie Pope and it was Joe Apnavo, Zach Crawley. Zach Crawley got on the first over, and it was Ollie Pope and Ben Duckett who stabilized the innings a little bit. And then again, it was Stark magic, literally. Mitchell Stark legit went through the batting attack of the Englishman in the first inning. His figures of 7 for 58 in 12.5 overs was top notch. He took wickets of Zach Crawley, Ben Duckett, Joe Root, Ben Stokes, Jamie Smith, Gus Atkinson, and Mark Wood. These were the 7 wickets. And talking about an important thing in the first innings, it was the Harry Brook and Ollie Pope partnership, where they were uh, 39 for 39 for 3. At that time, Ben Duckett was playing slowly, but he was gone. After that, it was Harry Brook and Ollie Pope who balanced the inning and gave a little bit of momentum to them. But again, it was Cameron Green this time to take a wicket, and he took out. Uh, it was Doggett who was on his debut, got Harry Brook for 52, like 52 of 61 balls. It was a great innings. And then Jamie Smith, guys. To be seriously honest, Jamie Smith is the what we say. He's the actual baseball player. Like we have seen it against Indian team. He was playing fabulous, going all around the parks and everything. And here also in the first inning, he was top notch. And with all this, England were bowled out for just 172 runs. And when Australia came to bat, it was again the what we say, it was Jofra Archer and Mark Wood who it was Jofra Archer who took the first few wickets, and it was Ben Stokes picked a fifer, uh, took 5 wickets in that in the second innings he actually took no in the first inning itself. Yeah, I was right. Sorry for that. So 5 wickets, 6 overs and 23 runs and one maiden. So it was quite a brilliant bowling spell by Ben Stokes. And like he has been the what do we say like a golden arm for England. Like whenever they need a wicket and want to break a partnership, they just go with Ben Stokes because Australia were 4 for 31 when Usman Khwaja was gone, and it was Head and Green who kind of stabilized the Aussie innings, but it was not a bit like it was not a big difference, but still they managed to score 45 run partnership. And then again, Alex Carey stabilized a bit, and then he also was removed, and the Aussies were bundled out for just 132. And when the England side came to bat on the second day, early morning, the catch by Mitchell Stark to Zach Crawley, peak peak athleticism, peak catching, like in that follow through, like he had literally 0.81 seconds to react. That catch is deserves a salute, like legit a salute to that catch. Like Aussies in the field, like they are like what we say, they are gangsters in the field, to be honest. The culture, like overall, Aussies have been good in fielding, but in few rather in some matches they lack that fielding as well in some matches. But as compared to their home conditions, like in Australia, there we all know there are big grounds, big pitches, like average boundaries are around 75 to 76, 80 meters sometimes. In those conditions, their fielding has been very, very nice. Like I've seen none of the team making such an effort on in grounds of Australia. And then as we come back to the second innings of Australia of England, it was Zach Crawley who went early, and Ben Duckett and Ollie Pope slowly build the innings, and they had a good 65 run partnership. And then came Scott Boland. Scott Boland picked 2 wickets in matter of 1 over, and Mitchell Stark picked up Joe Root, that classy in swinging ball, and it just crashed Joe Root's stump and it just flew away. And the wicket of Harry Brook, Ollie Pope, and Joe Root, all these 3 wickets were were on the same line and length. It was on the fourth stump and coming into the right handers, and all those 3 batsmen were scapegoat on that. And Australia just nailed those 3 wickets in that quick succession. And then the main momentum, again, it was what we say, it was all over kind of situation, because England were already 88 for 6 when Ben Stokes was caught out by Mitchell Stark again. And like England had a great chance ki they had a good lead of around 40 runs, exact 40 runs lead they had, and they would have won the match as well. Like if they would have scored more, like 60, 80 runs, like they were all out for 164. If they would have managed to score around 210, 220 na, they would have had a what we say, had a upper hand. Maybe they could have at least changed the result, like the way Aussies played in the second innings. Like I'll come to that as well. So in the second innings, Scott Boland picked 3 wickets, Doggett picked 3 wickets, Stark picked 3 wickets, and Scott Boland took four here. So and another the main reason why England were bundled out for just 164 was after the wicket of Jemmy, after the wicket of Jemmy Smith, it was Brandon Karzai and Gus Atkinson who played a phenomenal innings. Gus Atkinson 37 of 32 balls and Brandon Karzai 20 run of 20 balls. They kind of gave a respectable total for England on that Perth pitch. And as the inning ended, it was the time for Aussies to bat, and a masterclass, rather a peak cap. Maybe it was Steve Smith. Like the decision of taking Travis Head for opening was decision of Steve Smith, and it was a masterclass. And he knew that if they wouldn't have scored faster, they would have got in a big and huge trouble. The moment I'll tell you, Travis Head जैसा बंदा is rare. Bro legit played a 123 of 86 knock in a test match. In a test match. Like crazy, crazy. Matlab, all the England bowlers were helpless. Absolutely helpless and devastated. when there were like hardly 30 runs remaining just before his wicket and Ben Stokes hit 100, all the English bowlers were helpless. They were confused. They were just bowling to him. There were no plans, nothing. He was destructive altogether. And in that innings of 123, Travis had scored 4 sixes and 16 boundaries and a strike rate of 148.19 peak. And it was Jake Weatherald who gave him a good stabilized partnership. The opening stand which Australia got was of 75 runs, which technically boosted them. They got the confidence. And after the first wicket, it was Labuschagne. First time, rather, Labuschagne with Travis Head, he was more confident and he was first. He started with like 15 of 31 balls or something, and after that, he just flew it. And he scored 51 of 49 balls, and the test match technically ended in 2 days. Like, I'll tell you, if there wouldn't have been Travis Head ना ये मैच जाती थर्ड डे तक पक्का जाती because within matter of 3 hours, three hours में these guys scored the target, chased the target in around 28.2 overs. The match was over. 28.2 overs, 205. That's it. Aussies won by 8 wickets. Just phenomenal stuff. Like, he's one of the, what we say, Travis had literally showed England ki beware guys, he's there to make a, he's gonna be one of the players who will be man of the series as well. He has a chance to do that, and if at all he gets to open in the second test and all those remaining tests, he could score a lot more. And with this, we have completed the review of the first test, and I'll just quickly go through the details and few news of the second test. So the second test is on 4th of December, and it is the ping ball test. Yeah, as I say ping ball test, some of you may have got the 36 all out thing on our minds because okay, that was a bad patch, I would say, but 36 all out and ping ball has got a, what do we say, a lot of resemblance in Australia, I would say. The Australian, people still mock us about that and all that stuff. So talking about the ping ball test, it will be held in Gabba in Brisbane from 4th to 8th of December. And news is Pat Cummins and Hazelwood are still recovering and they won't be a part of this second test. And Aussies are likely to go with the same playing 11 with Scott Boland, Stark, and Doggett as their three main fast bowlers, and Cameron Green as a fourth pacer option. And talking about England, Mark Wood is likely to unlikely to be featuring the match because he has some injury, like some, what do we say, some basic कुछ तो उसको हुआ है, and he's, for precautionary, he won't be playing the second test. So in place of him, maybe another pacer will play, maybe Jamie Overton or someone like that. So let's see how the teams go. But mostly only one change for England because the rest of the batting is fair enough. Like, they didn't perform well, but they can perform in the ping ball test. And the ping ball timings for India is 9:30. So the match will start at 9:30. It won't be a early morning 7:30 match. So the game will start at 9:30. And stay tuned. It would be a great test match, a great test series altogether. The Ashes. So guys, hope you have liked this video. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and give your reviews, opinions about the videos. So till then, see you guys in the next one.